What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another very exciting episode right here on the MIgardener channel. In today's episode, I'm going to be showing you how to plant a late harvest of potatoes. Far too often I see people assuming that potatoes have to be planted in early spring in order to get a harvest. Now you can plant potatoes in early spring, but it's not a requirement. Unless of course your season is very short, say less than 90 days, you really should only be planting potatoes as early as you can. However, here in Michigan, we have a total growing season of right around 140 to 160 days, and that's a pretty decent growing season. And so what we can do is we can actually take that, because we have such a prolonged growing season, we can plant an early harvest of potatoes, and then we can wait about 30 to 40 days, and then we can plant a second harvest of potatoes. And so what we did was, about 30 days ago, we planted our first harvest of potatoes. Those are already growing and those are up and they're actually doing really well, and they're in the back bed back there. So now that it's been about 30 days, we're going to plant our second harvest of potatoes, and that means we still have roughly about, I'd say about 100 to 110 days left in our growing season. And so that is a perfect opportunity for us to get another harvest. And I really want to stress this because I think it's a mistake that I see a lot of gardeners making, which is, like I said, they kind of sell themselves short. They plant only one harvest, and they get that whole harvest all at once, and then they don't know what to do with it all. And some of it goes to waste, or some of it just does not get utilized properly. Also, they plant out what they want. A bed space opens up, and then there's the potential to grow more food, but they leave it blank. Prime example is this bed back here we grew spinach in. We grew spinach in here as an early spring harvest, but once the spinach was harvested, am I just going to leave this bed blank? No, I've got plenty of days to grow something. So absolutely take advantage of that. And also, there are a lot of crops that kind of fall into this category, not just potatoes, but I want to see you grow more food in more parts of the season, not just one planting one time of year, because that's just really, like I said, that's really selling yourself short for the potential of what your garden can be producing. Another prime example is once we pull up our garlic is going to get pulled up. I'm going to plant some more beans there because we have our first harvest of beans in the back. But when the hot summer comes and knocks them out, I want to have basically another up and coming harvest that once the summer heat kind of starts to dwindle, those are going to start producing. So that's a great way to get more harvests that are, like I said, drawn out throughout the entire growing season, so you're not leaving something on the table, because your garden space is a super beneficial resource to growing more food and to helping you save money. And I just really want to see you maximize that. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be planting up our second harvest of potatoes. So come along with me. Let's get these potatoes planted up here. And we are going to be growing the same variety. We're only growing Kennebecs this year. We grew Pontiac Red last year. We grew Purple Majesty last year. And we generally will grow those three varieties. However, what we really, once we really honed it down to just overall production, the pounds per plant that you get, Kennebecs just produce the most pounds per plant. And since this year was the year of food security, we really wanted to basically double down on production and just get the most bang for our buck when it comes to the plants that we're growing. Not even, do we like eating red potatoes? Do we like eating purple? Do we like eating purple potatoes? Absolutely. But the fact of the matter is we also like eating Kennebec potatoes. So when it comes to production, we're going to eat a potato as long as it's a potato. So that's what we're growing back here, is more Kennebecs. So come back here, let's get planting. So this is our first planting of potatoes. As you guys can see, this has been up for quite a while now. Now I really want to wait for my potatoes to get about to this size before I plant my second harvest of potatoes. That way there's a very clear difference in time from when I'm harvesting these to when I'm harvesting my second planting. Because the worst thing you can do is just plant these, wait a couple days and plant the other ones, because then you're pretty much going to be harvesting at the exact same time. I'm letting these get up nice and tall. These are about a foot tall already. They're looking great. And then I'll start my second planting, which is what we're doing today. But these are the Kennebecs, and they just look incredible. They look so healthy this year, and I definitely think we're gonna get a really good harvest. So I am very, very impressed. So when I'm planting late season potatoes, I don't do anything different than a normal planting of potatoes. I just dig a trench about 5 to 7 inches deep. I make sure that the soil is really nice and loose. Now, when it comes to potatoes, you can either dig a hole and plant the potato inside the hole, or you can make a trench. I prefer to make a trench. Just from my experience, what I find when I dig a trench is that because I'm working the entire soil in the trench, that the roots can spread through a lot easier. I find I get a lot better tuber production in a trench versus a hole. Now, obviously, people do get success when planting in a single hole method. I just have found for us and what we do in our gardening method, digging a trench works better for us. So it's kind of one of those things. You're going to hear different things from different people, and that's totally fine. Like I said, we just do what works for us, but you can definitely try just digging a hole. I know I've seen it work, so just kind of experiment and see what works. But for us, we just dig a trench 5 to 7 inches deep. Now, traditionally what I would do is I'd go in here and I'd fertilize. But because I've already fertilized this bed, I've already fertilized this very heavy because I had spinach here, I don't need to come back here and fertilize anymore. I used Trifecta Plus on the entire bed. I spread this, I spread it quite heavy, and that's because I had spinach here, which is a heavy feeder. But because our season isn't very long to grow spinach, I'm very confident that there's still fertilizer in here, and I don't want to over fertilize. So I might come back later in mid-season, and I might come back mid-season and top dress with some fertilizer, but I'm very, very confident that there's still some fertilizer in here for the potatoes. And then all I do, because I've gotten my trench down, I just take my whole potato. You can cut these, so you can actually come in here. So you can come in here and you can cut these up into slices. It's called chitting. And chitting is basically the process of just sectioning out the different eyes on the potato. For me, I just throw the whole potato in. That's what I've done for years. I've also cut them. I have not found a huge difference in yield, honestly. So just take that for what it's worth. Throw the whole potato in. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then once I've gotten my 4 potatoes in the trench, I just bury them. It's that simple. Now, a lot of people ask me, Luke, can you bury potatoes too deep? And in my experience, it's very difficult to. I don't know if it's possible. I would imagine it probably is, but I have found years where we have turned over a bed and we accidentally turned over some potatoes deeper into the soil. They must have been close to a foot deep, and we actually saw some potato sprouts popping up, and we let them grow to see what would happen. And when it came to harvesting, we had to dig down about 1.5 feet to get the potatoes. So that means that the original seed potato was at least a foot deep in the soil. So burying them 6, 7 inches deep, I don't find to really be that damaging. If you're worried, bury them 2 or 3 inches deep, and then once they start sprouting, then hill them up. You can do that too. It's just if I bury them 6 to 7 inches deep, I know I won't have to come back and hill. And for me, that's less work. So for you, if you enjoy working harder than you have to, I don't like moving things twice. So if I have to move soil twice, it's a lot more work for me. Plus, once the plants are growing, it's a lot harder for you to come in between each plant and move the soil over to hill them up than it is just to dig them deeper and never hill them. Now, the final thing that we will do once we come back here and cover these up is we're going to apply some sulfur. Now, sulfur is very, very important to lowering the pH. You want to get the soil more acidic because potatoes are very prone to scab. Now, scabbing occurs in soil that is not high enough in acid, and so what we're going to do is we're going to just apply some chipped, some little sulfur chips, and we're just going to apply that over here. It's about 90% sulfur, and so it's pure sulfur. It's really going to help to increase the pH or decrease the pH of the soil, increase the acidity, and that'll really help with the scab. That's the last thing we do for potatoes that we wouldn't normally do for anything else. Alrighty, so we're gonna get our second row finished here, and then we'll be done. I only have enough seed potatoes for 2 rows, and that's because seed potatoes were in a pretty big scarcity this year. There was I think a national shortage on everything that grew food. So we went around and we went to Lowe's and Home Depot and all the hardware stores. They were all sold out. We went to all of our normal seed potato people that we buy seed potatoes from, and they were sold out. So we actually had to buy from this random unknown company that I've never bought from before. And I think they came from like Idaho or North Dakota, someplace way the heck out of state. but you know, hey, it's better than nothing. So that's all I've got seed potatoes for, is enough for 2 more rows, but we'll take it. It's better than nothing, so I can't complain. But definitely a lesson learned to not procrastinate, because when I wanted to buy them, I could have, but I thought, oh, it'll be fine, and then all of a sudden everything went south, and everyone just well, in a good way, everyone decided that it's probably best to start a garden. So we only had enough seed potatoes for about 1 bed's worth of potatoes, literally. All we could get our hands on was a 5-pound bag of seed potatoes, and that was it. Okay, so as I was saying, once we apply the sulfur, then we'll give them a good watering in, and that way the sulfur breaks up and goes throughout the soil. So you never want to apply the sulfur right near the potatoes, and that's because if the potatoes grow, sometimes the sulfur can be too strong and it can actually burn some roots. So it's good to apply it to the top of the soil, water it in, and let it work through the soil. So there you go. That's how we plant a second harvest of potatoes. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you learned something new. Not a whole lot of sustenance, I understand, but hopefully you guys at least took something from it. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments box below. Also, let me know if you're going to be harvesting, or if you're going to be planting a second harvest of potatoes. I'd really love to hear what you guys have in store for your garden. But as always, this is Luke from the MIgardener channel, reminding you to grow big or go home. And we'll catch you all later. See ya. Bye.